Hey everyone, you're watching Rooted and Rising, and this is a show about aging, healing, and everything in between. So let's get into it. So, as I've reached that important milestone in life, I am getting closer to the age of early retirement, and that age is 62. So, I think about that more often nowadays than before, whether or not I should take Social Security benefits at 62 or wait until that magical age of, for me, 67. Or I can be really aggressive and wait until 70 and really collect an additional amount on that end. And so I've been thinking about that topic. And the more I think about it, I'll come across a term called the break even age. So the break even age means that if you decide to delay your benefits, eventually they will meet or exceed what you would make if you decide to take your Social Security benefits earlier. So is that you're making a bet that you're going to live a long and full life. For most of us now, that's going to be well into our 70s and 80s, and that's going to be your break even age. So the decision becomes, should I wait until in my 70s or 80s and collect my full retirement benefits? Or should I collect them earlier, say at age 62? And there's a number of pros and cons to think about when you consider that question. One of the benefits about collecting Social Security earlier is that you have immediate income. So that check is guaranteed each and every month. And with that, it affords you the availability to do things like travel a little bit more, or there might be some lifestyle changes going on. For example, you could be a caretaker of someone and you can no longer work. And so having that check early on helps you to do that. In addition, you might decide that you want to or need to cut down on your working hours, and having that additional income helps you achieve that goal. So collecting early gives you the peace of mind that you're going to have guaranteed income each and every month without delay. So another consideration are our health benefits. And by collecting Social Security earlier, we're able to afford the time and the finances to take better care of ourselves physically. We might have to see the doctor more often, and we have more medical bills to contend with. And receiving our benefits earlier allows us the ability to pay those bills down. In addition to that, if we think about long-term chronic health conditions, for myself, I may say that because of my family history or because of my own health issues, I may not live to be well into my 80s. And so it might benefit me better if I collect my Social Security benefits earlier rather than later. Also, another pro of collecting benefits earlier could be that they can serve as an investment opportunity. So instead of utilizing the money, you might decide to take the money and put it into a high yield savings account. You might also utilize it for investments, stock options, things like that. You do have to consider the risk factors associated with that because stocks do go up and down. But it could be a good investment opportunity for people that can have the ability to do that. So while there are some great benefits with taking out Social Security earlier, there are cons for taking your benefits earlier too. And one important con to consider is that you are leaving money on the table. So if you decide to take your benefits, say at age 62, you're going to be leaving anywhere from 25 to 30% of your benefits on the table. So that could equate to thousands of dollars that you will never see. This is a permanent decision and it cannot be reversed. Another thing to consider is if you decide to collect your benefits earlier, you're now leaving thousands of dollars on the table potentially, and you could live well past your break even age. So at that time, you're going to be saying to yourself, now I have a deficient amount of funds, and I may have to do things like go back to work or work additional hours to make up for that time. So it's definitely something to consider. In addition to that, if you are a spouse, you could be affecting your spousal benefits. So if you're a high wage earner and you decide to collect your benefits earlier, say at age 62, that could also affect your spouse's benefits. Their benefits as well can be reduced by you collecting your benefits earlier. Another big thing to consider is if you decide to collect your benefits earlier, there is an earning limits cap on the amount that you can make before you're penalized. So, for example, if I'm age 62 and I decide to collect my benefits earlier, I'm only allowed to make $24,000 a year before I'm penalized. And if I make anything above that, for every dollar that I make, I'm going to be penalized $2 for that. And that's going to be for the duration until, say, I'm age 67. Now, at age 67, what happens is that those limit caps on earnings will no longer exist, and I'll resume earning my retirement benefits that I started out at 62. Um, but that is something to consider, because if you're earning large quantities amount of money, that's going to be taken out of your Social Security benefits earlier on. So you really do have to be mindful about whether or not you're going to continue to work, and if you do, to stay under that cap of, for now, is $24,000 a year. So whether you're taking Social Security out earlier or you're taking it out later, the question becomes, when do I get my check? There used to be a time that you would get your Social Security check the first of the month, but that has changed. So right now, you are collecting your check based on your birthday. So for some people, that can mean you get it the first of the month. For others, it could be on the second week or the third week. And oftentimes it's been on Wednesdays. I don't know why it's Wednesdays, but that's typically when people collect their checks. So that means there's no single payment date for everyone. It varies based on your birthday. And so that's going to be important with you making decisions around your cash flow for the month when you're collecting your Social Security benefits. So when should you take out your Social Security benefits? For myself, I have a number of things to continue to weigh, and I do have time to do that. It's based on everybody's individual needs. You have to take things into consideration like your lifestyle changes, how much money you think you're going to need at retirement, your break even age. Do you think you're going to live well past your 80s? Does your health affect you? All that's going to be important in making that decision. And if you need help, don't be afraid to go out and seek some assistance through a financial advisor. They could help you with that too, to kind of plan out a strategy that works best for you. Just you can do tons of research. Go onto the Social Security website and look at how much benefits you're entitled to, and that might help you on your way to plan better. And if you like what you heard today, put your comments down below. Let me know if you're thinking about retiring earlier, or if you're going to stay well past age 67 and collect then, or even into the 70s and get kind of the full load of collection of benefits. I would love to hear your comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.